Looks like it's going to be a one-to-one private class. Okay, here comes Andrea. Hello, Andrea.
Hi, hello.
You there as well, Anna Belen?
Yes, I'm here. Hello. Sorry, I'm just
You
having a
can
little
hear
bit
me.
of trouble with my microphone.
That's okay. Well, we should make a start. It's quite a lot to get through, as you can see on the
Yes,
menu. It's Module 1, Part 2, Background to Language Learning. And there are four main topics: presentation techniques, exposure and focus on form, practice activities and tasks for language and skills development, and assessment types and tasks. We can only try and get through as much as we can. Um, there's kind of a lot of terminology, so I'd recommend that you have your Google, so your TKT glossary on hand. And here comes Ingrid. Welcome, Ingrid.
so
Glad you could make it. This is our menu for today. We'll have our usual break at, let's see, how about, what time did we have it? Last time, is it 5:30? I think it was, yeah? I think it was 5:30. We'll have a break. So have your glossary ready, because there's a lot of terminology. I'll record the session for those that turn up a bit later. Welcome, So Chittle. Can you hear me okay? All right, let's continue, shall we? Let's begin with presentation techniques then. I've got handouts which I'll share through um, I'll share these through the chat, so look out for them, yeah? So presentation techniques and introductory activities. What do you understand by presentation techniques? What does the teacher do in the presentation stage of a lesson? It's a question for you. Do you know?
just expose the students to the topic we're going to see and vocabulary.
Vocabulary. It could be vocabulary. It's certainly related to language. Here's our handout. Please click on the link. So, what does the teacher do in the presentation stage? They introduce new language. Right? Now, I'd like you to have a look at this handout. And as you can see, there is a sopa de letras. Huh? I'd like you to try and put the answers in the chat here. So one across. It's a bit of a guessing game, but you've got the number of words, the number of letters. Yeah. Welcome, Vitor. Glad you could make it. Welcome, Katya. You haven't missed very much. I'm recording the session, so if necessary, you can go back and watch it from the start. What do you think number one is? Ask questions or use other techniques to check that students have understood a new structure or item. What could that be? Hmm. Can you put your answers, sorry, put your answers into the chat box if you think you know any of them. Come on, guys, let's have a bit of participation, please. I know you're probably sleepy after lunch, but the more we participate, the more entertaining it becomes. Just have a guess, yeah? Have a wild guess. Put your answers into the chat. You can use the TKT glossary as well as a support. I'm going to give you literally 2 minutes to make as many guesses as you can into the chat. Just have a wild guess. If you're not sure, it doesn't matter. And then I'll give you the answers.
Oh, I am really sorry, but I don't know why it is not letting me like go to the chat.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's like a system issue from my side or
Uh,
I think that it is, right?
Ingrid, and Andrea, could you also try to work the chat?
Yes, I can see the chat.
Can you write in there anything? Just write anything at all, like hello. Yeah, well, yours, okay, that's fine. It's obviously working.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you. Yeah.
so maybe you could you could try leaving Zoom and coming back just to check your settings and so on. Okay?
Actually, with this message, it like pop up. So yeah, no, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah. Okay, guys, keep guessing. I haven't had any guesses yet. Remember, it's all related to, yes, concept check. Yes. One across would be, I think it's concept checking. Yeah. Uptake. Ah. There isn't a two across, but there's a two down to get students to repeat words or phrases. I think that might be drill. Have you heard of that expression, drill? Yes, it is. It's drill. Keep guessing, guys. So show those who are teachers have done number 4 down, using bodily movements to convey meaning without words. And I'm sure some of you have done number 5 down as well if you've been teachers. Begins with E. So number 5 down will be ili. Yes, number 4 would be mime. Good. Six would be present. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct. All right, I think our time is up. We've got to move on. Oh, 6 was explain, not present. Number 3 was present. Yeah. All right. So, any questions so far? Remember, you've got your TKT glossary if you get stuck on anything. All right. So, what kind of activity was this? This kind of game would be begins with W.
A warmer?
A warmer, yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's a word puzzle, a warmer introductory activity. Now, knowledge about introductory activities and common ways of presenting language are tested in the syllabus area presentation techniques and introductory activities in TKT Module 1, Part 3. So, I'm going to put you into a couple of groups here, 2 groups, and I'd like you to discuss these 2 questions. So, what reasons are there for doing introductory activities such as warmers, icebreakers, and lead-ins? Again, if you're not sure what those things are, check in the TKT glossary. And what introductory activities to start a lesson do you know? Okay. I'll give you literally 6 minutes in your breakout rooms. You've not seen each other for a while, so you can just say hi to each other. No, I'll give you a bit longer, shall I? 8 minutes. How about that? No, they create. Let's have 2 breakout rooms. Okay, you've got the questions in the chat there. Go to it, please. we're all back. Now, what good reasons did you hear for doing introductory activities such as warmers, icebreakers, and lead-ins? How about Anna Belen's group? Anna, Belen, Axel, Ingrid, can you report back briefly on what reasons did you hear for having for using these introductory activities?
Yeah, they can be used as icebreakers, like confidence boosters, and in to engage the students in various activities. Mm.
Uh-huh. And what about Katia, Vito, and Sochitl? What reasons did you hear for
So we talked about
having?
um, that doing this type of activities helps you to get to know your group
Hmm?
and know where they are standing regarding the topic,
Yeah,
and also to be like the first, like the first step to then introduce the topic in a more deep way.
right, exactly. And what introductory activities to start a lesson do you know? And Katia came up with some good ideas. Um, when teaching long or short vowels, I think you mentioned go and interview teachers, get the students to interview teachers what they know about short and long vowels. Was that right?
Yes, actually, I
Uh,
did that with my kids on Monday,
uh,
and it
that's
worked.
great.
Like giving the kids a chance to inquire those type of questions, and then
Mhm.
going to the formal teaching in the classroom, sitting down with the teacher speaking, helps them to have a different type of approach to the topic.
Great. And the other one you mentioned I thought was good was the thinking routines. What are they?
The thinking routines are types of thinking process where, for example, like there are many thinking routines, many.
Mhm.
But one I use with my kids is I used to think, now I think. So you introduce a topic, for example, let's say travel, and
Mhm.
ask questions about like travel. Like kids, what do you know about travel? And they write down, I think that you can travel only on a bus, or I think that you need to that for traveling you need a passport. So
Right.
like it's the first question, then you give the topic, and then you answer the second question.
Mhm.
Now I think. And this helps the kids to have like compare and contrast the answers after they have like the formal lesson and the formal approach to the topic.
Great ideas. Um, Anna, Belen, Andrea, Ingrid, and Axel, did you have any ideas for introductory activities?
Well, we mostly talk about like icebreakers or like warmers, and one of Anna Belen's mentioned was it two truths and a lie, and how
Mhm.
sometimes students come with the most ridiculous stories ever known to mankind, and
Yeah.
how at some point it's funny because they don't know if it's actually the truth or it's the fake one. I also talk about like some type of speed word type of game
Yeah.
where students have to, this is something I do. Students have to like they are divided into groups and they write a word they know in English,
Mhm.
and then they need to write another word that starts with the last letter just to keep
Ah,
their vocabulary fresh
yeah.
and see that they know more than they actually think they do.
Yeah, great idea. Okay. So, what do we use warmers for? You might actually find this useful to make a note of. Maybe I'll take a screenshot of it. Because there is actually a difference between those three types of activities: warmers, icebreakers, and lead-ins. Uh, and warmers to give energy, start of the lesson, relax them, get them to communicate with each other. And we use icebreakers for an opportunity to students to get to know each other, right? And that might be at the beginning of a course, right? Or maybe a few months into the course and maybe new students have come in. Provide an opportunity for the teacher to get to know the students. Encourage good rapport between students and teacher. Rapport, do you know what that word means? It's related to like kind of warm feelings between people. Lead-ins, preparing students to work on a text or a main task, right? So that might be to get them to think of words related to a topic that's going to appear in a text. So, for example, if you're going to give a text about small cars, you might want to maybe show a couple of pictures of cars and how much they cost and what their range is and their top speed. Creating interest in a topic is also a lead-in. Personalizing the text. Providing an opportunity for students to bring their knowledge and experience to a text or topic. Giving them the opportunity to study some new key language needed for a text or a main task. Because maybe there's a lot of unknown vocabulary in the text that they're going to read. Aye. Just to share that with you. Save that one. Let's move on. Okay. Oops. So I need you to look at the worksheet now. Here are a bunch of introductory activities. And you need to figure out what type of introductory activity is it? Is it a warmer? Is it an icebreaker? Or a lead-in? Why would the activity be used by the teacher? Now, maybe some new people have come in and you don't have this worksheet, so I'm going to share it with you again. TKT, sorry, I've lost the page. Here we are. Document. And this is presentation techniques. There we go. Okay. Give you a few minutes to read through these activities. And same groups as before. Give you about 8 minutes. Maybe one of you could note down, take a note of the group's answers. So maybe, can I nominate Axel in room 1? Could you take notes, please, Axel, for the feedback?
Sure thing.
And Katia, would you mind being the note taker in room 2? So
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, the other people will feed in and give answers to you, okay?
Yes, perfect.
Let's do it, guys. Welcome, Marlene. I'm going to put you. Let me just, before I put
Yes.
you in the breakout room, let me just give you the worksheet.
Uh-huh. Okay, yes, thank you.
There's. There it is. And we're on page 2. We have to look at these introductory activities, say what type of introductory activity it is. Is it a warm-up, an icebreaker, or a lead-in? Why would it be used by the teacher? All right. So I'm going to put you into group
Yes,
2.
please. Thank you.
Please go to the breakout room. So, quick feedback. Oops. There we go. So, let's begin with Axel's group. Tell us, Axel, what did you think were the purposes of each of these activities?
The purposes? Well,
Yeah.
for the students get encouraged, right, to start getting knowledge about the topic that the teacher wants to share,
Mhm.
to also for the students to get to know each other, right?
All right. And the first one, what would that be? Was that be a warmer icebreaker or lead in?
We agree that that is an icebreaker.
Okay. Why?
Well, because it is like this kind of circle activity, right? Where everyone has a place to participate.
Yeah, and get to know each other by telling each other their names, right? What about number two? What did you have for that?
We said that that is a warmer.
Ah, okay. Yeah, makes sense, but why?
Because yeah, there that is include like the topic that they need to learn,
Mhm.
not only like an icebreaker that could be um whatever.
Yeah, and three?
A lead in.
Right. You're right. Yeah, because it's actually number three is related. It's going to lead to the well, the topic of the lesson, right? Living in a big city. Yeah, so that would be number three. Is an icebreaker. Is a lead in, definitely. Yeah. How about the other group? So that would be Katya. Can you tell us about four, five, and six?
Yes, of course. Number 4, we chose icebreaker. Like
Yeah.
if this chance these kids or students get to know each other and to like lose all of the possible discomfort they can be in. Number 5, we said warmer. And number 6, leading.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me show you the answers. And what could be, why would it be used by the teacher? Well, the first one is icebreaker. It's students getting to know each other. Warmer, increasing the energy levels, relaxing the class. Lead in. They bring their own experience to a text or topic and create interest in it. The, number four is an icebreaker. It's getting to know each other. Warmer is to increase the energy levels, relaxing the class. And yeah, and number five, six is students bring their own experience to a text or a topic and to create interest in that text or topic. And maybe that will lead to later language study. Now, I'd like you to have a look at this group of think back about the puzzle that we looked at earlier. Remember this puzzle? Um, the words in the puzzle are techniques that we use in different methods and approaches to presenting language. All right, like so we mentioned present, concept check, contextualize, mime, drill. So they're all associated with certain approaches to presenting language, right? I don't know if you know of any certain teaching approaches, but here are some mentioned at the top here. So grammar translation method. Does anyone have an idea of how the grammar translation method works? Anyone explain? Maybe you're not at all familiar with that method of presenting language. It's kind of old-fashioned. Do you think it includes translation?
Is
Huh?
it just like
Yes.
grabbing? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is it just like grabbing like the grammar and then translating to the language I already know? So I can have like both ideas.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. So if we look in the TKT glossary, it says, this is a way of teaching in which learners study grammar and translate words and texts into their own language or the target language. They do not practice communication, and there is little focus on speaking. For example, a teacher presents a grammar rule and vocabulary lists, and then learners translate a written text from their own language into the second language or vice versa. Right, so this was how people used to study Latin, right? Classically Latin, or but then they applied that same approach to learning foreign languages, particularly in the 19th century. But it changed in the 20th century. Things got a bit more, tried to make things a bit more communicative. Now, so I'd like you to try to match the task types with A to K for the activities, right? So the ones mentioned are guided discovery, and that is a way of presenting language. Lexical approach, presentation, practice, production, task-based learning, test, teach, test, total physical response. Yeah. You can use the TKT glossary to check those concepts if you wish. Right? So, how much time shall I give you for this one? Yeah, so you've got to choose the correct name for each approach. Probably won't take as long as the other activities. So I'll give you 8 minutes again, 7 minutes. Please go to the breakout rooms. Quick answer check. I was listening in, and I don't think anyone had any real problems. So just confirm that the first one was presentation, practice, production. Second was task-based learning. Third was total physical response. Guided discovery. 4B. Test, teach, test. Grammar translation. And lexical approach. Has anyone tried any of these out? Someone said they like test, teach, test. Why is that? I think we have one or two fans of test, teach, test here. You like that approach? What's unusual about test, teach, test? Where does the language focus come? When does the language presentation stage come in the test, teach, test lesson? Does it come at the beginning, the middle, or the end?
Well, I think that the test, teach, test, it's at the beginning because you get to know like the knowledge that they have from a topic before actually getting into it.
That sounds like more like presentation, practice, production, because in test, teach, test, the language focus, the language presentation comes in the middle because you've got a test at the beginning, right? And then a test at the end to see if the teaching has improved the students' understanding. Yeah. So you with test, teach, test, you're trying to figure out how much they know. Then you do some teaching and then you give them another test. Yeah? Whereas with PPP, the language presentation is earlier, right at the beginning. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well, it's a good idea to, keep researching these different methodologies, because it'll serve you for the TKT. And if you look in that course book that we've provided with you, the TKT book, I'm sure you can find more about these different teaching methods. Now, we call them frameworks, yeah, or lesson shapes, because they give the lesson a certain shape or structure. Now, let's finish this topic with a very quick practice task, yeah, because we need to be constantly doing a bit of practice, right, to get us ready for the exam. So, literally, I'm going to give you no more than 5 minutes for this. Um, so you've got to match the parts of a presentation stage with the names listed A to G. There's one extra option you do not need to use. You've got maximum 5 minutes, and I'd like you to put your answers in the chat when the 5 minutes is up. Starting now. Once we're done that, we're going to move on to a different topic, which is focus on form, I think it is. Okay, so 5 minutes. Oops, don't want to do that. There we go. 5 minutes starting now. 30 seconds left. Go ahead and put your answers in the chat when you're ready. Right. Yeah, most of you got it right. Just explanation of use though wouldn't be G. Oh yes, explanation of use is G, isn't it? 6. Yeah. No. Okay, quick answer check. Here it is. Were you right? Good job. Well done. Okay, we need to move on to our next topic, which is exposure and focus on form. Just to speed things up a bit, we could do this open class. Raise your hand if you've done any of these things. Speaks more than two languages, learning a foreign or indigenous language at the moment. Who has found learning or another language easy? Learning another language easy. Who reads books, magazines, articles, listens to TV, streaming, or radio in a second language? Well, I do pretty much every day for the last one, yeah? We listen to local radio, about the news. But I also watch, me and my wife were kind of addicted to a Spanish telenovela called Valle Salvaje. Does anyone else watch Valle Salvaje? But I find it really good for practicing. Well, it gives me a lot of exposure to Spanish. Yeah. And I've learned some interesting expressions like perdiste el oremos. Have you heard that expression? I didn't know that before I watched this Spanish soap opera. But would anyone like to speak to? Anna Belen says her mother does. She's watched hundreds of episodes. Yeah, there are hundreds of episodes, aren't there? We've watched like 250 episodes so far. So that's really good exposure though to Spanish, I think. Now, what about you guys? Would anyone like to address any of these points?
Well, I actually speak Mexican Sign Language.
Oh,
So
you do?
yeah, that's like my third language. That's
Mm.
awesome.
Mm. Do you use it much?
Not as much as I would like to.
Uh, great. Anyone else?
Yeah, in here, I don't know you guys, but in Mexico, every book that is in English is at least half the price that it is in Spanish. So it doesn't matter if it's a book written by a Mexican author, it's going to be still more expensive in Spanish than in English. So
Right.
that's why most of my books are in English. And yeah,
Mm.
in general, like most of the multimedia that I consume is in another language.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just it became like a second nature to me, and it's weird when I find something like, for example, like a magazine they're reading in Spanish. I am subscribed to a linguistics magazine that comes monthly.
Yeah.
It's really good, and that one, of course, comes all in English. So yes, the kind of topics that I'm interested into, it's
Mm.
hard to find them in Spanish.
Right. Anyone else like to contribute to the discussion? you've still got a couple of seconds left before I put the handout into the chat. Please click on the handout. So we're going to read an article quickly in like literally under 2 minutes, and I'd like you to answer these questions. The questions are, what theory of language learning is discussed in the text? Does the theory avoid the teaching of grammar completely? Now, to make it easy to submit your answers, I've made a Google form. So here it is. But you've also got the handout as well, all right, to refer back to. So please click on the link and you get this form. And literally, you've got 2 minutes to answer the questions, and you notice there are options to tick. All right. So is it language instruction or language acquisition? Does the theory avoid the teaching of grammar completely? Yes or no? All right. So it's a very fast reading. All right. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm going to be generous, okay? Starting. Please click on the link, by the way, yeah, because it will allow you to submit your answers through the internet, and I'd like to see how you respond. Yeah, I'm interested in what your responses are. So, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, starting now. That was deliberately fast. Not just to be cruel, but to make you deliberately read faster. Um, and the time is just about up. So I'd like you to choose your answers. You will have a second chance to read, so don't worry if you missed something. Huh? That was a deliberate gist activity, right? So please submit your answers, and we'll check that. Got 4 responses, 5, 6. Can we have 6? I'm going to go with 5. All right, here it is then. Yes, it's to do with language acquisition. Well done. Those that responded got it right. First and second language acquisition is the topic of the text. Does it avoid the teaching of grammar? And the answer is no, because a focus on language form is integral to second language acquisition. You can't really acquire a language with any level of proficiency without learning grammar. So goes the theory. Now, we're going to do a activity that involves you reading in a bit more detail. But we're going to split the task up into 2. Now, Anna, Belen, Andrea, Ingrid, and Katya, you're going to work on these questions. Can you see, can you confirm with a reaction that you've received it? Give me a little thumbs up. Anna, Belen, Andrea, Ingrid, and Katya. Look in the chat, please. Can you see? Yeah, thank you. This is what you get. So group A, you're going to try to answer those 5 questions. All right. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms for 5 minutes to try and answer them. They're all in the text. Right? What is acquisition? How is it different from language learning? How do they learn their first language? What is second language acquisition? What 3 considerations are there? Okay. Now, the other group is going to do a different set of questions. So that's going to be Axel, Marlene, Vitor, and Xochitl. Can those people please click on the link? Thank you. Right, so you're going to answer these 4 questions. What is exposure? What is the silent period? Why is interaction important? What is focus on form? Okay. 5 minutes maximum. Try and answer those questions. Yeah. Then I'm going to put you into a new group, well, with a new partner, and you're going to complete, you're going to swap information, right, with the, get your partner to tell you about the answers to the other 4 questions, all right? So you can get working on that now. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms with your existing group. So, Anna Belen, Andrea, Ingrid, Katya versus Axel, Marlene, Vitor, and Xochitl. 5 minutes max. Try and answer. You can collaborate, work together. Maybe each take a question and answer it. All right. Well, you've got a whole set of questions that weren't you didn't answer. So I'm going to ask you to work with two people from group. If you're group A, you're going to work with two people from group B and swap the answers to the questions that you don't have, right? So if you're in group A, you need to get this information about exposure, silent period, and interaction. If you're in group B, you need to get this information about acquisition. How is acquisition different to language learning? How do people learn their first language? What is second language acquisition? And what are the three considerations mentioned regarding second language acquisition? Yeah, it's kind of theoretical, but I think it's pretty important. You're learning some interesting terminology that will serve you well on the TKT, such as exposure, silent period, interaction, acquisition, second and first language. All right. We'll just do this swapping of information. All right. Listen to your partner, tell you about the answers to the other questions, and make notes. Okay. So, who's going with who? It's going to be Anna,
Yes.
Anna Belen,
Hmm.
Andrea, Vitor, and Xochitl. So you're working with two people from the other group. In the other group, it's Axel, Marlene, Vitor, and Xochitl. All right. Now, Anna Belen, Andrea, Vitor, and Xochitl, and then in the other group is Axel, Ingrid, Katia, and Marlene. Great, that's right. Here we go. And then when we've done this activity, which we'll check the answers quickly, and then we'll go for our break. I think you're ready for a 10-minute break. Vito, please join. Thank you. Quick answer check, and then we can go for our break. I think you deserve one. There we go. So, acquisition. It's the process of learning skills or getting knowledge. In some people's opinion, how is language acquisition different from learning? Well, it's natural process. They often use the expression or the phrasal verb picking up in a non-conscious way through exposure, not by studying it. Language learning is unconscious, intentional, involves studying and pays attention to grammar rules. How do they learn their first language, children? Through acquisition. They get to know its rules through exposure by being exposed to examples of the language and by using it. Number four, the process. What is second language acquisition? The process and study of the process by which people learn a language that is not their native language. What are the three considerations mentioned regarding SLA? Exposure, interaction, and focus on form. What's exposure? Yeah, reading and hearing many different examples of the language all around, everywhere. Silent period, learners taking in language, processing it, and perhaps even silently practicing it, like mouthing the words, perhaps. It allows learners to use the language. Why is interaction important? To experiment, to make it work in communication. And focus on form is analyzing and identifying it and then practicing it. That's a focus on form. Like spelling rules, it could be how the verbs are conjugated, regularities, irregularities, that sort of thing. Yeah? Should we take our break? Unless you have any questions?
No. I'll go.
No,
And
please.
fourth topic. This is our fourth topic today. Section has more of an emphasis on practice activities, huh? And production activities. Again, there's lots of terminology, so I have your TKT. TKT glossary at the ready. There we go. Quick concept check questions. I'm also going to be feeding you quite a bit of terminology and definitions. It's quite a lot to absorb. What do comprehension activities do, and what do production tasks and activities do? Anyone able to answer those questions? Comprehension? Does that sound like reading and listening? Right. Production? What do you think that's likely to be? Is it going to be the opposite of reading and listening? What do you think, Andrea? Anna Berlin, Katya. Yeah, production is likely to be writing and speaking, isn't it? Huh?
But
That's
Professor,
what you said.
I have a question. In the first one, what do comprehension activities do? It only applies for reading and listening.
Yeah.
Like a student couldn't show understanding by a written response.
Well, that would be a concept checking or form checking question, wouldn't it?
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so comprehension would be to test or develop listening or reading skills. Huh? Skills or sub-skills. And production tasks and activities provide opportunities for learners to practice and extend their productive skills. Yeah, such as read, speaking, and writing. Thank you. I'm glad you'll look at the recording. Yes, thank you, Annabella. So, here's a list of important terms that you're going to need for this section. Please check in the chat and download it. Yeah. Important terms, such as drill, we've encountered before, revise or review, contextualize, elicit, model, praise, and prompt. You're going to need those terms in a session. Yeah. So these are going to come up in these handouts I'm going to give you. So the next handout is this one. We've got different task types: guided writing, role play, problem solving, survey, like an encuesta, brainstorming, lluvia de ideas, chant, like a song without actually singing, jumbled text, like where the paragraphs in a have been changed in their order, warmer, rank, prioritizing, visualization, and jigsaw listening. Right? So I'd like you to read the activities and match the letters to the numbers. Let's do the first one together to see how good we are. Xochitl, could you read number one for us?
Yeah. The number one on the chart.
Yes, on the chart you can see in front of you.
Students find out information from others by asking questions or using questionnaires in order to practice speaking skills and or specific language.
So which one do you think that could be?
I believe that could be a letter D survey.
Yes, great. Okay. So that's the first part. Then you've got to listen, look at the activities again and decide, is exercise two, is the activity a comprehension task or is it a production task? Right? So if it's comprehension, it's to do with receptive understanding. If it's production, it's like you're going to get the students to be reading or listening, right? Sorry, if it's production, you're getting the students to write or speak. Yeah. If it's a comprehension task, which skill are they using? If it's a production task, which skill are they using? All right. So I'm going to put you into breakout rooms for a whole 10 minutes for this one. Any questions before you start? So I'd like you to do exercise one and exercise two together. I'd like you to choose a, let's have one person report back to the group on the answers. All right. How about Marlene? Could you be the reporter in a group, room one with Alex, Axel, and Vito? And Andrea, could you be the reporter, get the answers from Katia and Xochitl? Yeah? Thank you. Marlene, are you with us? ¿Nos escuchas, Marlene? I don't think Marlene is there. So, Vito or Axel, would you mind?
Yeah, of course.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I'll give you a whole 10 minutes on this one.
Thank you.
So just remember, what is comprehension, what is production? That's the key difference here we've got to be paying attention to. And open the breakout rooms now. Quick answer check for the first activity. Just check you were right. Yeah? All right. Any differences? Guess you were all okay then. Ah, Vito, could you tell us, in your group, tell us about the first six, right? Did you think there were comprehension tasks or production tasks? If you think it was production, what skill were they trying to develop? If it's a production task, which skill was being developed?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's just that my Wi-Fi is like breaking up a little bit.
I can hear you.
Oh, there you are. Okay. I'm really sorry for the question, but were you asking for the answers for the worksheet?
For 1 to 6, what did you think? Was it so number one was
Hmm?
we've given the answer, it's D, right? But
That's good.
but is it production or is it comprehension?
Okay, so
What do you think?
well, no, yeah, actually, we did solve that away. So for the first one,
Yeah.
uh, there, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, for the first one, as I was saying, we did answer the for the survey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because well, it gets for
All right.
the
All right. So Vito, is it production or comprehension?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it production or comprehension task? Number one,
Oh,
the
oh,
survey.
number one, it's a comprehension task, right?
No, it's production.
Production.
Yeah, because you're
Oh,
speaking. Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And skills, control practice, less control practice, and freer speaking, right? What about number two? Is it comprehension, production, Vito? Just have a guess if you're not sure.
Oh, you know, that's production as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's speaking, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of controlled speaking, though, isn't it? Yeah? It's kind of
Yeah.
repetitive, bit mechanical, even. How about number three? What did you say for that?
For the warmer, uh, that's a comprehensive. Oh, I mean, no, it can be production, right, as well, because it's when.
Yeah, speaking or uh, freer practice generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about four?
The fourth, just bear with me. The listener read. Oh, that's comprehensive because they are listening or reading,
That's
right?
correct. Yes. Yeah. Five.
That's a comprehensive because that's when they are like thinking, right?
It's actually production
Production.
and it's speaking or free practice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because all they're doing there is just preparing before they speak, right?
Right.
How
Yeah,
about six?
that would be production because they are like answering questions and listening.
It's comprehension. Number six.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Six, an activity where the teacher asks students.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, visualization. That's correct. I'm
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not actually producing at that point. They're just like understanding what the teacher has told them. Okay, thank you, Vito.
You
Thank you
know,
for doing that.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's all right. On to room two. Who was it reporting? Was it Andrea?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think then? Seven.
7, we said production.
Yeah. And yeah, and it's writing control practice or less control practice. Correct. 8.
Production.
Ah, it is. Yeah, and it could be speaking or less controlled practice or free practice. Number 9 is also production. Did you get that?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And what about 10?
Uh, we we didn't get to there, but I think it's production, but also comprehension. I think it's both because we want
Mainly
to.
production. Yeah, because they're not actually reading any text or anything, are they?
Okay.
Yeah. So they're finding a solution, yeah, which they do through talking. Maybe they did read a text earlier, but we don't know. How about 11?
Comprehension.
Yes, it's reading, isn't it? Yeah. Great. Now, earlier we encountered some different methods of presenting. Now we'll look at some different methods of producing or practicing, right? So we mentioned earlier guided discovery, grammar translation method, the lexical approach, PPP, text-based learning, test, teach, test, total physical response, skills-based lessons. Mm. Aye. How about has anyone ever used the total physical response in their lessons?
With
Any
gestures.
yeah, with
Yes,
gestures.
I think I have with children.
Yeah, you probably have done with children, yeah, because it's quite common to use it with children.
Yes, in my classroom, as a brain break, we play Simon Says.
Right, that's pretty much a total physical response activity, isn't it? Like Simon says, touch your toes, right? Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, touch your elbow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you
And
will
then
practice
that
attention because when you don't say Simon Says and you just say like run, they're not
yeah,
meant to do it, but most
yeah,
of the little kids I have second grade, they
yeah.
usually do it. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
cool.
So that's a good way of checking whether they're following you, right? And then you make it into a game, yeah, because that's exactly right. So if you tell them touch your nose without saying Simon says, then they're out, right? So you can make it into a bit of a game. Now, which of these activities might be similar to a total physical response? Can you see any one that would be similar? Total physical response.
3.
You say 3. Let's have a look. Is that right? Could be. Could be, yeah. I think you're right, actually. Yeah,
Yes, because it says students do the actions.
yeah. Okay. See if we can do the other ones. What about number 1? What might that be? Which approach might that be? Activity with a task.
Task-based learning.
That would be task-based learning, yeah. So after they've done the task, it could be telling a story, making a list of, the best pop albums ever, right? Then you have an activity that focuses on the language used in the task, right? So the language presentation often comes right at the end in a task-based learning lesson, right? After they've done a task. What about grammar rule? Students translate a text.
That would be grammar translation method.
Exactly. Number 3. Teacher presents language as instructions. The students do the actions, and the students give instructions. So that we already know that that's total physical response. Yeah. How about 4?
That would be, it has the presentation, practice, and production, maybe?
Ah, could be. Yeah. So actually, PPP is number 6. So what's number 4? So number 4 would be skills-based lessons, like reading or listening. Huh? Number 5 would be test, teach, test. Some of you know about. Six, that's PPP, presentation, practice, production. 7 is guided discovery. That involves process of induction. And number 8 is the lexical approach.
Professor, by chance, can you share this document with us?
Yeah, I thought I shared it with you
I
already.
lost it with during the when we
Okay.
changed to the breakout rooms. I lost it. I'm sorry.
There we go. Okay. Now, our final activity tonight is related to assessment types, so that we're covering everything, at least in some level. Please click on the link there to the handout. What are your opinions on on assessment? It's often called evaluation in English, assessment, right? In Spanish, evaluación, right? But in English, the term is assessment. Okay. So, what do you think about these comments on assessment? Do you agree or disagree, and why? Okay. Read through the statements, and then I'm going to put you into your breakout rooms very quickly to compare your answers. So, which ones did you agree with and which did you disagree with?
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with, no. I do agree with the second one. I don't like to
You
give
do
the
agree.
students, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like to give the students, especially reading assessments, like when they need to, like a answer sheet. I don't like, because I think it's not demonstrating their full knowledge. And
Yeah.
they could be life situations that someone is going through that's gonna affect their performance during the assessment. So I do agree with it. I don't like giving my kids, in my case, second graders, tests or exams.
Mm. Okay. That's understandable. Anyone have any other agreements or disagreements they want to express? No, that's okay. We're going to look at some of the terminology now. There's a lot of terminology in assessment. Again, you may have to consult your TKT glossary, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 key terms related to assessment that could be on the TKT exam, right? And the purpose here is that we have to match these to the comments, actually. So number 1, I think it's important to assess themselves. So I sometimes record them when they are doing a speaking activity and get them listening to themselves. So what type of assessment would that be? Sounds like it would be self-assessment, right? Now, fairly obviously, but there might be a couple of options for each one. One might be formal assessment, and one might be summative assessment. One might be peer assessment, but it might also be informal assessment. All right. So use these definitions, and I'd like you to match them using this whiteboard. I think this might be the last activity we have to do tonight, okay? So try and match them. So that would be self, right? You've got to move the stickies, these labels, okay, to the right. Type of assessment, okay? Now, if we run out of time, I'm going to set you to do the rest of the worksheet for your homework, and I'll send you the answers by email, all right? So Andrea, Katia, and Xochitl, you are working in Group A on the first slide. Axel, Marlene, and Vitor, you are Group B. Are we missing anyone? I don't think so. That's everyone. So let me give you the link, and you can discuss together what type of assessment they are. Okay, please click on the link. put you in the breakout rooms for a few minutes, not very long. Got less, what, 10 minutes left? So, quick answer check, and we're just about done. So, the first one you thought was self-assessment. And then number 2, would that be what?
Informal assessment.
Number 2. Tests and exams are formal assessment. Yeah?
Yeah, I meant informal.
No, formal is the word. Number 2 would be formal. But if you mean number 1, would that be informal?
No,
No.
number 2.
Number 2 is not informal, that's formal. Sorry. Yeah. It's also known as summative assessment. So, yeah, number 2 is formal and it's summative. When it's used at the end of a course, a mark or a grade is given, right? Right. That's so formal and summative. Number 3, getting students to mark each other's work. Yeah, that would be peer. Did everyone get that? Yeah.
Yes.
Number 4, students are doing a speaking activity. I observe them. I don't make any notes. Don't give marks. Now that sounds more like informal. Yeah, when they don't necessarily set a test or write an official report or give a grade. Yeah. It could also be formative because it's to do with learning, the learning process, and continuous. Yeah. And then the final one, 5, is definitely portfolio. And it could be informal or formal. It depends if it's submitted at the end of the course for evaluation. Yeah. But that also would be continuous. Yeah, because it takes place across the whole course. All righty. Any questions?
No.
We're just about done. I'm going to leave you with these 2 activities. And I will send you the answers via email. Okay?
Thank you.
And so next session will be on October 3rd. And you'll be expected to start planning for teaching on the platform, the Neo platform, right? From between today and October the 3rd. So I'll see you on October the 3rd for selection and use of resources and materials. Module 2, Part 2. Any worries, concerns?
Not at all.
Great, thank you very much. You've been very patient and hardworking.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas
Cuídense.
noches. Muchas gracias.